Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the St. Louis Cardinals. Our previous season, we finished 77-77, which is nothing if not consistent. And it's going to be up to us to push those numbers a bit. If we look at our team, one of our biggest issues was that we received virtually nothing from second base other than good defense. And we're going to be fixing that with Mr. Tony Piet. Now, you may be asking yourselves, isn't this going to hurt the defense? It will. But I don't care because we need something from our second baseman in terms of offensive performance. Other areas that really struggled were catcher. Eddie Phillips is a fine lad, I suppose. Fred Haney didn't do well, so we basically need to start getting an improvement to the lineup. We did have the best rotation in the majors, however, I'm still not super mega pleased with the raw talent level that we have. And in particular, a pitcher like, say, Elon Hogsett didn't actually have that great a season by the peripherals. He, in fact, walked more batters than he struck out, which is a very bad combination. This year it happened to have worked out for us. I cannot count on this level of performance again. So we're going to see what happens again next season. We really just need more young talent. We need upgrades at second base, catcher, and potentially third. Although, for all of his faults, Mr. Haney here did a fantastic job of getting on base. His third base play was acceptable. One of those issues is going to be solved right away. We're actually going to take Frankie Frisch out of the everyday lineup. It's going to make him sad, but he's just going to have to accept it. That his days of being a plus performer just happen to be over. For him to have any offensive value whatsoever, he has to hit for a high average, and he has hit over 300 exactly once in his career in the past few seasons. It hasn't basically been, it's been over 10 years, more or less, since he's consistently hit 300. So, Mr. Frisch, I'm afraid to tell you that you will not be a starting second baseman this season. We're going to be giving our lovely and talented rookie here a shot to prove that he can do it. Hal Schumacher has the same issue, though. Embarrassing. Oh well. We have a bunch of people that are going to be hired, I hope. So this season is really about improving where we can improve. Which includes catcher, which includes... Why did Phillips get so much playing time? Oh, because Henline is actually a garbage catcher. I see. So we have catcher who can't hit and catcher with no defense. That's an interesting combination, and I can't say that I care for it. Did it happen again? This is an irritating bug I haven't even bothered to report yet, but it is somewhat irritating. Where people retire, then unretire, and the game doesn't know how to handle that. So if we take a look at his history... Yep, he retired and then showed back up on our roster for some strange reason. Please go away. The Indianapolis, eh? The entire city? What? The whole country? Classic meme. Come on. Give me Mike Smith. Imagine the brilliance of having Mike Smith as our pitching coach. Okay. So Bill Moriarty and Bert Shotton have been both offered more money. Yeah, I don't want him to be my third base hitting coach. I want him to be a different coach. I don't even remember what position I was hiring these people for. Oh, right. So I need third base and pitching coach. So I'm just betting that Mr. Moriarty, I bet he's probably getting some offers to be like a manager. But I want you to be a third base coach. I will sweeten the pot by spending more money on you. And you'll be hugely overpaid, and I won't care. Yes! World Series guaranteed. I don't even know what I'm offering you a job for. Alright. So we have a fair bit of the major league coaching staff filled out. It's the minor league coaches. They're having a harder time. We have to at least try, right? To get a pitching coach of that magnitude for the minors is pretty spicy. Yeah, we're going to run into this issue where people are just not going to want to be hitting coaches in the minors. They're probably getting offers from, like, bad major league teams. Which is, whatever. George Brown, I'd like to offer you a job as the hitting coach of the El Paso River Bandits. Agrees. Who the hell is offering you more than $2,000? Like, someone desperately wants you to be a manager, I bet. And I'm just saying, no, you must be my third base coach. I must have you. Yeah, you're an awesome pitching coach. $1,500. It's Monopoly money. I don't care. I will offer you $3,000 per season. Let's go. Yeah, the problem is we're dealing not with, we're basically getting outbid by people who want them to have different offers. Like, Moriarty's probably getting offers to be a manager, and he doesn't want to be a third base coach. Kadori, I will give you $2,000 if you sign this shit and stop bothering me. I mean, Frankie Frisch did just win another Gold Glove. I'm not sure how. I mean, he did have a pretty good season, but... Oh my god, why are you not signing? Nobody's offering you $2,000. That's a lie. This is simply, he doesn't want to be my pitching coach because someone wants him to be a major league pitching coach. I really wish, as kind of a nice thing for OTP to do, I really wish that they would make that accurate and explain why they're turning me down. Because I offered him $2,000 and he keeps saying no. And it's not because he doesn't want to be our pitching coach. It's because someone else wants him to be a major league pitching coach. I can almost guarantee you that's what's happening. Yeah, this is what's happening. You're not getting better deals. You're not getting more money. What you're getting is a better position. Silver Sluggers. Pat Malone. Didn't see that coming. And that's the only one. Is my pitcher who had a single home run. Which apparently makes him, amazing. Bullshit. No, this is not about money. I wish you'd stop lying to me. Look, I'll offer you $4,000 a year. I don't care. Look at all the stupid amounts of money I have at my disposal. I have $500,000 that I can't spend. But yeah, that's what's actually happening here. They're getting offers to do something, a different position that they want to do more. But the game is saying, oh, it's not enough money. There we go. The most overpaid third base coach in the entire major leagues. But he makes less money than I do, and that's what I care about the most. I'm going to have him teach the outfield so that I can have Levine teach running. And then Tilly Walker can be my infield coach. Perfect. We're probably just going to wait a week or two for these major league teams to sign these guys. Oh, here we go. They already have. Go ahead and sign Zeke Wilson. For that. And then I'll take Huey Hearn if he will have us. But that's actually what's happening there. And it's an irritating little bug that it tries to make it sound like, oh, it's just not enough money. I could offer these guys $10,000 a season and they wouldn't take it because it's not about the money. It's about the job. And I don't blame them for that. But it's a little bit, it's not helpful to the player. All right. So coaching staff is full. No, our draft pick is going to be pretty crappy. It's 9. A top 10 pick isn't so meaningful when there's 17 teams. And if we take a quick look at... Let's just look at overall talent level, right? Archie Vaughn is obviously amazing, but it drops off awfully quick after him. If we want an upgrade at third base, Stan Hack might be available. Although he's a terrible third baseman. How is all of your scouting knowledge low? I don't get it, game. Well, let's increase your scouting budget. Maybe you just need more money. And then... we just have to see who falls to us and then make a decision based on that. We also just might not have a very good scouting director. And in point of fact, let's take a look. He favors tools. I'm not opposed to that. I mean, this isn't my preferred scouting director, and we'll almost certainly be hiring a new one at the end of the season. But we'll see what happens. He's not the worst. I just don't like toolsy guys when we're a team that's ready to compete much sooner than that. Jack Barry, absolutely not. Johnny Bates, yes. No, no. No, no. My dude, I don't care if you won 10 gold gloves. This is not good enough for the Hall of Fame. And again, don't let WAR mislead you. This is all about a position adjustment and being competent at shortstop in a period in history where a lot of players just weren't. That's how you got people saying, Rabbit Moranville's the most amazing shortstop I ever saw. Yeah, but like everyone else was awful. So maybe don't put that much stock in that. Yes. Very easy choice, Mr. McGee. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, I think. No one calls players Rube anymore. It's probably for the best, in all honesty, though. I don't like it, but his numbers are good enough, and he was exceptional, so I think I will vote for Peckinpah. Maury Rath, I'll kelp him out, see if he gets in. Fred Snodgrass, 13 gold gloves? I mean, yes, it's left field, but I think I will vote for him just out of curiosity. Terry Turner, nope. Didn't even win a single gold glove. That doesn't strike me as that impressive. Yep, this is who I'm going to vote for. Done. So third base and catcher. Those are the two positions that I really like to upgrade this offseason if we can. I think second base will fix itself. I mean, would I love to have Archie Vaughn on the team? I would be over the moon. But I know there's no way in any of the hells, 1 through 7, that he will fall to me. Like, it's probably going to be between these three. That's what I'm going to predict. I'm going to predict Debs Garm, Stan Hack, and Tom Padden will be around by the time I get to pick. But let's see. Let's actually use My Scout, please. Thank you. Alright. So we do actually have some pitchers available to us, which I certainly didn't expect. And we do need young pitching talent. So let's look at Frankie Crocetti. Decent all-around player. Awful hitter. Not really worthy of a first-round draft pick, in my opinion. You're a decent hitter in multiple positions, but your worst position is third. You're really an outfielder, and I'd be happy to take you if you were a little bit better at that. You can't hit or catch. I think trades are going to have to be where we find these other people. So let's decide between these three pitchers who we want the most. Tex Carlton has 3 good pitches. Well, a really good pitch. And a couple pitches that are a little bit less impressive. Very good stamina and great strikeouts, rates, and movement. If we actually read the scouting report, he seems to be a quality rotation piece. And we can definitely use more of those. Johnny Allen is an even more extreme version of Tex Carlton with an extra pitch that's still not very good. And then there's Monty Pearson. Now, he does have the issue of being a sidearmer. But in this point in history, there's a few more sidearmers than you normally would think about. I think he'd be a pretty good pick. And I know it says his GBFB tendency is neutral, but his number one pitch is a sinker. I'd have to think he's going to get decent ground ball rates. I think he's the right choice for us. In terms of pure overall, Carlton would instantly be the number 2 starter on the roster. And then we could take a pitcher that might be like an Elon Hogsett and push him into the bullpen where I think he'd be more effective. So, Tex, welcome to St. Louis. And who did the mock draft think we would take? Wait, seriously? They have Tex Carlton falling to the second round? And then me taking Frank Damari, but why? Like, yeah, he's got offensive talent, but, I mean, he's already been picked, but, yeah, I don't get that. Draft him. Alright. And we're already at the point where we're basically getting mediocre players. I'm going to take Paul Richards because he's a really good defensive catcher, which means his downside is backup. And then let's see if we can't steal a miscast player. Nope. Anyone secretly got a super live arm? I'll take Bud Tinning. I don't mind having a quality reliever. And then I'll just go ahead and sim the rest of the draft. So we haven't really fixed any of the positions, but I might be able to fix 2 of the positions potentially. So here's what I'm thinking. Mr. Piet is called up and plays second base in the majors. He's got a decent offensive skill set. He destroyed the minors. He really has nothing left to prove. And then we have a couple of options. We could move Fish to third base, which I actually really like the sound of. And then we could trade Haney to try to fix the catcher position. Maybe even package one of our existing catchers. I think that makes good sense. And we will definitely think about it. Let's check the Rule 5 draft first, though, before I bother trading anyone. I have no desire to have Bill Cunningham. Catcher. Benny's a good defensive catcher, but I've got one of those already. And then it just goes from there. Yeah, this is mostly just a bunch of bad players. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and complete the draft. I'm not going to pick anyone. All right. So I'm going to advance up to spring training. No, I'm going to try to trade now. All right. I'm going to dangle Fred Haney. And I'm going to see if we can get a catcher out of him. Okay. Paul Florence can't play. Bischoff can't play. Tate can't play. Autry can't. Nope. Perkins so far looks like the best deal, and even I don't think he's that great. No. I need a starting catcher. I don't need a mediocre catcher. You're just bad at everything. Okay. Let's sweeten the odds a bit. Let's throw in Joe Kuhel. And it may just be that there aren't great catchers to be had. Yeah, that seems to be the issue. Okay. If that's the case, let's see what I can get for Haney, because I don't think I'm going to keep him around. All players. Just give me the very best player that money can buy. That's not an outfielder, because I'm stacked in outfield. Yep, all the great players are outfielders. I guess I should have seen that coming. Alright, we're going to hang on to him and see if some better offers might come along. I'm going to try to set my player needs. Catcher. Minimum quality, good. I'm not going to care about the rest of this. McGee made it. I'm really worried about Johnny Bates. Like, he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but he's got the kind of skill set that Hall of Fame voters don't like, traditionally, which is that most of his value comes from drawing walks. And they've been notoriously bad about recognizing players like that. Like, Tim Raines only got into the Hall of Fame in his last year of eligibility, and that's an absolute crime, because Tim Raines was a fucking amazing player. Like, when you talk all-time leadoff hitters, Ricky Henderson might be number 1, but man, Tim Raines seems to be number 2 in my brain. There's probably some other names I'm forgetting at the moment, but Kenny Lofton was also done dirty, and with a very similar skill set, which is that Hall of Fame voters don't value walks, and that's always been kind of an issue. Kenny Lofton definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, I think. He might be borderline, but definitely didn't deserve to go one and done. In my opinion. And maybe this is because I was a fan of the Cleveland baseball team in the 90s, but it still bothers me just a tiny bit that Lofton went one and done when I think he definitely deserved a more nuanced approach. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, this player's in the Hall of Fame, therefore Kenny Lofton definitely should be, because that way lies madness. Especially when you get, like, the Veterans Committee randomly saying, you know, hey, let's throw in Harold Baines. It's like, what? Okay, love Gabby Hartnett. Am not trading Pat Malone for him, but I like where your head is at. And Malone is the only player that you'd care enough about to grab. I want to start with Fred Haney and see if that changes things. It doesn't. And Frankie Frisch? Nope. So, here's my question. Is an absolutely fantastic, outstanding catcher worth an absolutely fantastic, outstanding starting pitcher? Look, let me make this clear, right? This is Gabby Hartnett, an amazing defensive catcher who also happens to hit loads of home runs. That's so incredibly valuable. But is it more valuable than Pat Malone? And I think the answer is no. I really don't think so. If you were willing to budge at all off of insisting on Malone, like what if I offered you Waddy Clark? Okay, that actually moves the needle a little bit. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And Butch headline. I can't give you P yet. And Frisch. No. Add Haney. They really like Schumacher. All right. So what is this deal actually doing? Let's talk it out before I pull the trigger. We're trading 2 starting pitchers and a catcher we don't need for a truly outstanding catcher. I don't like giving up Clark, though. Then again, I do have Tex, and that's what I know that they don't, which is that I'm going to promote Tex instantaneously. If they would take Marbury instead, I think I'd feel a lot better about this. Wait, you want a reliever? Yes, I agree that this is a pretty good deal. So let's talk about what we're getting here now and how much this deal has just swung in our favor. We're basically trading a reliever for a reliever, so that's a wash. We're trading an over-the-hill catcher and a 5th starter for an MVP candidate / perennial all-star catcher, and we're getting a replacement for the reliever. Done. That has made this team so much better overnight that I can't tell you how excited I am. Like, I don't think there's a move I could have made that would have made this team this much better. And I didn't give up anything major either. Like, Schumacher might hurt in the long term, but I also just picked up a really great pitcher in the draft. So I'm pretty happy with that deal. I guess I should remove the team needs, huh? Because I no longer have that need. I need to start using that feature more. I think that's what triggered it. We were able to come to a deal that really helped us out. Alright. Carlton, Pia, Collier, and Tinning are all going to get a chance in spring training to show that they can play in the majors. I don't get why you're playing Frisch over McCann over Piet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and manually force the game to start Piet at second. And then I'm going to change this to once a week. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is fine. And then we're going to see what happens through spring training. I mean, Hartnett's value just dropped, but he is also a 31-year-old catcher, and he's also vastly better than any catcher I had. And we'll finish today. All right. Let's look at spring coverage. We actually played at 500 again. Are any of St. Louis's players anywhere near the top? Like, nobody's qualified, right? Okay. Yeah, there's not enough here to really think about it. Although, lots of doubles for Ernie Allen. It is Ernie, right? Or is it Eric? It's Ethan. Wow, I was wrong in every conceivable way that it was possible to be wrong. Oh well. Alright. So I have 32 players, of whom 16 are pitchers. I don't need that many pitchers. Like, not even a little bit. Oh, here's their stats. Malone had an off spring, but Carlton looked amazing. So we're definitely, I feel pretty good about our pitching staff at the moment. So Appleton, I'm going to put you on the 15-day DL. That's one decision I don't have to worry about. Burwell, you're just terrible. Gone. Raleigh, I'm sending you back to the minors. Smith to the minors. Cooper to the minors. And how many pitchers does this give me now? 11. And I think 11 is exactly what we want. So we're good for pitchers now. Which means Carlton and Collier and Tinning all make the opening day roster. Well done, all of you. Position players. I don't need Joe Kuhel. I don't need a second first baseman. Edmund McCann is my best backup shortstop. So it's going to either be Footsie or Brannon that gets disposed of. I mean, they're both pretty awful, but Footsie can also back up at first, whereas Brannon is only a second baseman. So we're going to designate him for assignment, and then we're going to start putting stuff together. So I'm going to nuke the pitching staff, and we're going to look at pitching ratings, and we're instantly going to make Malone the ace. I'm going to make Clark the number 2, just because I want Carlton not to be facing premier competition just yet. Marbury and Hogsett. That's a pretty darn good rotation. All relievers. So here's the issue. I like having a really good, dedicated long man. But my best choice for long man is also my closer. Like, I could try Dennis Burns in the stopper role. Like, he's been consistently a pretty decent reliever. And I really want to make sure that we've got a top-notch long man. So maybe what we do... Looking at the relievers we have in the high minors, like Bill Sherdell, maybe someone we actually want, just as someone who can absorb innings. But maybe not, right? Maybe we're just... I mean, maybe this is the role that Appleton wouldn't fill the role either. Yeah, we definitely need a long man in the bullpen. But Heimak is such a good stopper, though. I'm going to put you in 7th in close game. I want you to be ready to come in when you're needed. And everyone else just does a middle relief, and we just have to work a little bit harder. Maybe, in fact, I even have a second bullpen guy. A 12th bullpen man. Because I really don't need... Oh, I'm going to turn this off of starting there. I'm going to trade Fred Haney for a starting pitcher. Like, he wouldn't be a great backup. I'm even going to take a mediocre starting pitcher. I need the arm. I need someone to... Bob Lawrence. Same issue. I think Ed Wells is what I'm looking for. Or you just take Bob Lawrence and make him a reliever, but make him the emergency starter long reliever. I'm actually really tempted by that. But you know what? I like Connolly better. I like his strikeout ability. That's always going to play out of a bullpen. I like his pitch mix, and I really like his stamina. So we're going to go ahead and trade for him. But I'm also going to try to get a prospect out of them, too, if they have any that are decent. They don't. Okay. I mean, I'm already assuming you would give me Tommy Bridges or Lefty Grove, right? I'm just checking. No. Okay. I know you don't want to give up Fred Haney. And I like his bat a lot, and I like his ability to get on base. And he's done that very consistently. So maybe there's someone we can trade better. Done. You look like an idiot. Because of his extreme on-base ability, I'd rather make Frankie Frisch the super sub and make Haney the starting third baseman. I know the guy just won a Gold Glove. I get it. but he's a 0 with the bat. Unless he randomly hits like 300, which just doesn't happen very often. Alright. Sarge here to the majors. And I'm going to go ahead and... No, I like Footsie as my backup first baseman. McCann is second and short. You're second and third. Yeah, you're my only backup shortstop, so I can't afford to trade you. You know what? I'm not gonna make my life harder. Just have a backup first baseman. That's pretty short-sighted. All right, Sarge, your emergency starter, long relief. That's how we're gonna use you, and we'll see how you turn out. Because both Marbury and Hogsett aren't big innings eaters. Although Hogsett did pitch 200 innings almost last season. So maybe that'll be alright. Okay, lineup time. Tony Piette is the leadoff hitter. Ethan Allen hits second. Why am I hitting Allen second? Because of his power. It's more valuable to have a gap power hitter hitting second. And I think this is going to turn out better for the club as a whole. Because Piette's going to get on base a lot. Then Allen can try to drive him in. Then we have Bill Terry hitting third. Cleanup. I mean, it's probably Dusty Cook, right? No, raw power is Hartnett. Yeah, I'm going to bat Hartnett cleanup, and then we'll bat Dusty Cook fifth. Haney at third. Then Watwood. No, we'll do Watwood, then Haney. And then we'll have Holliker batting eighth. And I know you're going to be like, we have to play Frankie Frisch every day. But game, you're so wrong. And I know Frisch is going to start complaining almost as soon as the season starts. But he can also shut up. And I think this is a good timeshare. It gets him regular starts so he can still display his base running and his defense. But I get a better hitter most of the week. Now, this is essentially going to mean that our offense is crippled on the days that Frisch starts. So you know what? I'm actually going to change it there. I don't mind Frisch subbing in for Haney more frequently. But Frisch's bat is so terrible, and to have him in the leadoff spot would just be a nightmare. But I guarantee you, if we get off to a slow start, we're going to have freaking Frankie Frisch complaining that he wants to be a starter. And my dude, if you can't hit replacement level, I don't care how great your defense is. If you can't hit, if he was doing an OPS plus of 80% or better, I'd probably be happier about it. But, oh well. Good old Tex. All right, off we go. I do? Oh yeah, I never actually added Piet to the 40-man. My bad. Sorry, dude. You two can go right the way down to Charlotte. Bill Terry got a little bit better. That's pretty exciting. Five hits for Allen. Nice. Marbury got a shutout. Malone got a shutout. I am all about that, my friends. So, 1 through 6, we've got one of the better lineups in the majors. And I sure did not expect Gabby Hartnett to hit near 400. This is going to drop almost assuredly. Terry is showing an alarming lack of pop with no home runs in the first 26 games. That doesn't make him not valuable, but it does reduce his value pretty considerably. I have to think he's just on a bit of a cold streak. Pitching looks decent. Yeah. Let us proceed right into the next month. No changes needed yet, I don't think. Ed, I'm going to designate you for assignment. All right, Appleton to AAA. Well, I know Marbury wasn't having an amazing season, but that is kind of a kick in the junk. I now need to find a starting pitcher. Damn, Piet, hitting for the freaking cycle? What a guy. Okay. Is there an internal replacement for him? Blayholder. I mean, Connolly has the more established track record as a starting pitcher, so I think we go ahead and let him take the 4th starter slot, and Blayholder becomes emergency starter, long reliever. Carlton, the walks need to drop or the strikeouts need to go up. Make your decision, but please make it quickly. Alright. We could use another starter. Let's see if there's any on the trade block. Not really. It's mostly pitchers who won't help us at all. So we're just going to ignore it for now and hope that we can make it. Stewart records 14-0 shutout against Jacksonville. Makes it all sound like he also scored all 14 runs, which is pretty funny to me. Okay. Gabby Hartnett, I don't know what's going on here, but I like it. I don't know if you're like injecting bull testosterone directly into your brain to make you the greatest hitter of all time. But right now, knock on wood, knock, 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 we're basically running away with the division. And it's almost entirely because you're hitting ridiculously well. Is that going to last? I bet it doesn't. But we will see, my friends. Okay. All right, let's talk about coaches. So, my scouting director is technically a... Oh, no, wait. Did they say scouting director too? No, it was pitching coach and assistant GM. Vargason, I really don't care. I'm happy to bring you back. Stan Yerkes is excellent at mechanics and great at teaching pitching, and even handles aging quite well. And we've consistently had one of the better rotations in the majors. The question is, would Rip Reagan be even better? And I genuinely think he might be. I think he's at least earned a chance in the majors to be a pitching coach. Yeah, I think Stan Yerkes is going to get let go. Which means I do need to sign all of you to extensions if you'll take them. But yeah, Rip, I definitely intend for you to be promoted to Major League Pitching Coach. It's not that Stan Yerkes hasn't been fantastic, but he's outstanding, good, excellent. He's outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. I can't, you can't compete with that, and it's not your fault. Mr. Chouinard and Mr. Pastorius. There we go. So yeah, the plan is to promote Rip Reagan and make him a Major League Pitching coach. He deserves a shot in the big leagues. He's done amazing work. If Gabby Hartnett didn't make the All-Star team, I think I'd probably have a coronary. Clark, Malone, and Hymock. Hartnett was the starting catcher. No shockers there. And Allen also made the All-Star team. Nice. Yeah, Gabby Hartnett apparently found the fountain of youth while playing for St. Louis, and I'm here for that. Terry's Powers coming back. Haney still gets on base at a decent clip, but he's roughly replacement level. If Frisch is hitting well at all, I might actually let Frisch take over third base. Oh dear, he's not. He's not. Well, that's alright. I'd still feel better if we had another starter, though. Brooklyn is trading Lefty Grove. Cincinnati is trading Dazzy Vance. I mean, I'm taking Lefty Grove if he's being offered. Like, it's not a difficult decision for me. What would it take for me to get him for my very own? I can work with this. The only player here I'd consider trading is Watwood, but he's been an extraordinary piece to this team. And let's be real here, we are competing for a potential pennant. So I don't want to give up a player in the majors if I don't have to. Done. I thought Hartnett was highway robbery, but you basically had me trade Hogsett for Grove. And that's just... so I'm going to go ahead and do boop, boop. And we're going to give Sarge his turn in the rotation. But yeah, that was a no-brainer. Grove was probably our number... No, I think Grove was our number 3. I think Clark has earned his consideration right now. Gomez v. Lefty v. Lefty. Well done, Lefty Grove. Well done. Alright. Off we go. I don't mind having a guy like Charlie Root in the minors ready for time if we need it, but I'm not going to put him on the 40-man. I mean, Blayholder's doing fine in his role, right? Yeah, he is. He's doing fine. I'm fine. I'm not going to make that trade. That's just making a trade for the sake of making one. So while I was right that Gabby Hartnett wasn't going to hit around 400, like, my freaking god, he's still been an absolutely fantastic player. Gabby Hartnett's going to get some MVP votes, I feel. At least I hope he does. Bill Terry turning in another Bill Terry season. Ethan Allen has been absolutely sensational. Definitely love that. Piet's rookie year isn't going quite as well as I might like, but it's still going quite well. And he's doing okay at second. And that's really all I was wanting from him. I think he stepped in quite nicely, and I think he'll be a fun Rookie of the Year candidate. There's still more to improve in his game, but so far, what I see, I like. Watwood's been great. Haney, look, Haney's been replacement level. It's been a down year for him. And his issue's always going to be is his only game is walks. And the walk rate is, I think, very much in keeping with his past seasons if we take a quick look. His walk rate has dipped ever so slightly, but it's not game-breaking. You're my number one candidate to replace in this offseason, and if Frankie Frisch could hit at all, it's probably his job to lose. But we'll see what happens. Certainly, we can hope to make some improvements at one of those positions in the offseason. All right. Let us proceed. That is a kick in the balls, and I don't appreciate that game. That is very not nice. It's past the trading deadline. Bill Sherdell, you make the roster, and Blayholder, you get to be a starter. That may have just cost us the pennant, but we'll see. Or maybe not. We actually have kind of an insurmountable lead at this point. I mean, knock on wood, anything's possible, but... Some nice improvements there. I don't know how you can be as good as you've been and be unsung, but you really have been unsung. Like, you took a huge leap forward this season, pitching your absolute heart out, and I want you to know that I appreciate it. And Tex Carlton has also started to step up his game. Yeah, the walks are a problem, but your strikeout rate is high enough that it really makes up for everything else. You know, I was thinking Piet had a fair shot at Rookie of the Year until I forgot about Tex Carlton. I think it's probably his award to lose. Boom, pennant. Look at that. No! I had such high hopes for you. It was going to be great. Man, I'm bummed now. Yeah, I will offer you the job if you want it. Man... That makes me very sad. Ooh, Hal Trotsky. That's a great player. Joe Medwick. Couple Hall of Famers there. And then a bunch of players that were actually also quite good. You like to see it. Well, Ethan Allen won a batting title. Certainly not his last, I suspect. And we won the pennant. It's the All St. Louis World Series that mankind has always lusted for, but never had. All right. Let's talk this season before we look at how it might end. How do we do offensively? And my fucking God, Gabby Hartnett. Wow. I don't know if maybe it's a park thing, but this may be the best trade I've ever made in... No, that's a lie. I've made better trades in OTP 22. But holy shit, dude. Like, I never expected him to have a career season the first year we brought him in. I mean, this is a man who has led the league in exactly nothing. And he's a borderline MVP candidate. Ethan Allen, won a batting title, which I believe is his first, right? It is. Definitely not his last, though. And I was right to have him batting second. He led the league in doubles, which means he's driving in Piet like it's going out of style. A very Bill Terry season for Bill Terry. Seems like every other year he kind of takes a bit off, but I'm still happy with what he provided us. Great Piet, very worthy successor. Did what was asked of him. Let me see his on base percentage go up a bit next season, but I'm here for that. Maybe Watwood becomes our leadoff guy next season. He's definitely earned it. And Fred Haney was there. Pitching, Pat Malone. I don't know how he's never won a Cy Young. I hope this is the year that changes, though, because he definitely deserves it. He has just filled in. He's been such a great pitcher. I'm so glad I didn't trade him. Carlton, probably going to get some Rookie of the Year consideration, which I think is deserved. If he improves his control just a tick, he's going to be one of the best number 2 starters in the majors. Clark was great. Highmock was sensational. Connolly and Blayholder did well down the stretch. In fact, I'm going to promote Carlton to third in the rotation. And all of this is with losing Lefty Grove. Lefty Grove, your contributions to this team's success are certainly not ignored. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do with a full season with St. Louis. Okay, it's World Series time. Boom. Nice. I would say St. Louis beat St. Louis. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. It does make sense, but... So we're off to a kind of a bad start. Okay, we need a new AA pitching coach. Come on, Gus. Hey, look at Tex Carlton getting it done. Very nice. Have you had other offers? Don't lie to me. Oof. But the Browns... Oh, that Babe Ruth guy plays for St. Louis. I was like, why are the St. Louis Browns so good? Like, oh yeah, that guy. You know what? It was awfully close. It was damn close. And Gabby Hartnett vanished in the playoffs. As did Bill Terry. This is kind of our classic example, right? Where we hit the playoffs and we stop hitting. It is what it is. We won a pennant, and we made it ahead of schedule as far as I'm concerned. Now, the real danger at this point, of course, is what happens if Gabby Hartnett slips even a little bit. And I don't know. Ooh, we even went 10 innings. What a classic. Yeah, Pat Malone had an outstanding game, but McFadden was arguably even better. Them's the breaks. Yeah, we made it to the playoffs, and then we stopped hitting as a team. And it is what it is. I'm not upset. A little sad, yes, but not upset. My hitting coach retired too. Wow. Alright. Step 1. Rip, I'd like you to be my pitching coach in St. Louis. And you're happy to do that. Amazing. Harry, you're not that great. Maybe you'll be better later on, but for right now, you're not that great. Dorner is decent, but I think Wilson is better. Can I promote you to being AAA pitching coach? I can. And then Doheny. Boom. Everyone likes promotions in this organization, and I'm happy to hear that. I mean, I'm going to try to get Jack Ferry, but I have a sneaking suspicion. I'm going to offer you $1,500. But I have a sneaking suspicion I'm not going to be able to keep him. I do want a hitting coach, though. I think it's Mike Minoski. And here's the difference, right? I love that Viva Lindemann is outstanding at development, but we have an older roster, and I want to make sure that we can handle aging. So I think it's Mr. Minoski. I could hire an owner. Oh. And so we'll see what happens in terms of coaching, but man, what a freaking season. I am over the moon with how well that went. And I think my owner is too. However, what's our next step? How do we get over the hump? First of all, I think third base has to be replaced. But second of all, I like George Blayholder. I like Sarge Connolly. Neither one of them is Lefty Grove. I think a healthy Lefty Grove, and we probably have a much better chance at winning the World Series. Although Lefty Grove can't hit for the team. I mean, I guess he can. I shouldn't say that. But Lefty Grove can't do everything. And the reason that we failed is that we just stopped hitting once we got to the playoffs. But I'm extremely excited by how well this went. And we'll just have to see how things turn out next season with a full season of Lefty Grove. Hopefully, again, knock on wood. So until next time, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.